Hi everyone, Dallas here. I'm trying a new video. As you may have seen, I put a test up before to see this method and test out some, things with the sound and things like that. Basically, the video is going to be, I'm going to give myself a prompt, maybe a theme or genre or something, and I'm going to just write whatever pops into my head. So I've got somewhat of an outline here. I have an idea of what I'm going to write today, and we're just going to work together, you and me, just us, and see what I can come up with. It's probably going to be really lame, but hey. Yeah, hey. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm going to start right now. Here we go. First sentence I came up with earlier. Pens and needles. Pens and needles. Came up with that. I was like, I'm going to start the story with pens and needles. It's going to be my jumping off point, and that is my jumping off point, so that's what I'm going to do. I wonder if I should put music in the background on these. Maybe. Pins and needles, that's what I felt when I woke up. All over my ass. Pins and needles. See, I think that right there, that's a good opening paragraph because it draws you right in. There's so many questions. You're like, why does he have pins and needles all over his ass, first of all? What's he doing? Where is this taking place? Who is this? What's going on? So I think that is the perfect intro for a story, if I do say so myself. Let's see here. I want it to be futuristic, but I don't want it to be obvious that it's futuristic. I want there to be like one line where it's like, hey, this is the future, and then really don't mention it at all after that. I got an idea. Actually, I'm not going to italicize that because that's his name. See, that right there, relatable. It's relatable, Now here comes the future bit. See, there we go with the italics. For a while, I sat on the couch and watched Maury Povich give out paternity test results. These were all reruns from 100 years ago, but Maury is timeless. It's true. I think it's true. Maury's timeless. I could see people hundreds of years from now still watching Maury. You are not the father, and people will be dancing and cheering, yeah, yeah, but you know what? Timeless ass Maury Povich, you are timeless. If you're watching, you're not watching. I tried calling the phone number they display at the end of the show, but the number is no longer theirs. See, I can see somebody in the future watching Maury. They see that number. For some reason, in the future, people who edit the videos don't edit the stuff. At the very end, it's like this phone number, but you call it and it doesn't do anything. It's like when you see a really old magazine, like a Highlights or something, and there's some advertisement in there from the 90s, and you call it, and it doesn't go anywhere. Or what if it does? The number belongs to a sex line now. Trisha. There you go. This is something I do at work all the time. If I'm at the end of my shift and I receive a phone call or a computer to work on, I transfer it to somebody else. Do sex lines do that? I don't know. In the future, they do. I just crack myself up sometimes. Cinnamon wasn't as personable, so he hangs up. Why would you want to talk on a sex line with someone who's not personable? You know, if you don't, what is that word? If you don't mesh with someone, don't talk to them. Alright, let's get into that paragraph. He looked out the window. He's gonna be nope. Oh, how do you spell that's not right. 47 floors down. People walked up and down the streets. I'm looking around everywhere. People look up and down the street with umbrellas at the ready. Why do they have umbrellas? It's raining. It's raining. No, it's not raining yet, but it will be. Any minute now, the clouds would empty, releasing, I gotta sound writerly here, releasing a steady stream of icy rain down upon them. Let's see. Oh, we've almost hit a page. Well, it's huge ass font, so in that paragraph from the protagonist's point of view here, look at them down there, all content with their stupid lives, walking around down there like the world owes them something. He's a little tense, you know? I'm getting the feeling this character just doesn't like people very much. You know, first Cinnamon's not very personal. Maybe it's him that's not personable, alright? I think that's the case. You know, he hung up on Cinnamon. Now he's looking at people just talking crap. He's talking mess, throwing shade, whatever you want to call it. Or maybe he's remorseful a little bit. Not remorseful, but maybe he's conflicted on this point. Maybe the world does owe them something. Wow. Something. Jetson's comment here. We spent centuries dreaming of flying cars. Not flying cars. And now that we have them, he's talking to the people here. You still walk around on meat sticks? I tell you what, Bobby. Alright, so maybe he's a shut-in. If I decided to go outside, the first thing I'd do is get one of those cars. Damn straight. I'm going to go a little bit further. We haven't really reached the end of this segment here. What should happen? Writer. Caught upon the oracle, the muse. What should happen? Cinnamon called back. Ooh, she called out. You can't see that. Is protein capitalized? I'm not going to look it up, but I just don't know. I'm going to say yes. Cinnamon called back. She seemed to be in a better mood this time. I talked to her for a while and made a breakfast shake. Whey, protein. I looked up a recipe one time. What was in it? Some oats. Pinch of salt. Crushed up multivitamins. This is the future after all. Alright. Walnut oil, honey, orange, no, a bit of orange juice, goose, a bit of orange goose for you, and a few other powders and things. Bam, bam, bam. Not bad. Not bad at all. New recipe I found on the internet. I sat down to watch Copy. Cops. Duh. But the door rang. Who's at the door? Who is at the door? The grocery lady. He doesn't leave his house. He gets his shit delivered. I swiped my card and took the shit from her. Trying to think of who this person is. He would say that. What an awkward woman. Everyone except him is awkward. That's how he feels about people. After that, well, yeah, thank you, word. After that, I decided to take a nap until Cheers came on. Pins and needles. Pins and needles. And there we have our entire story. That was, I don't even know how long that was. That could be 5 minutes. That could be 30 minutes for all I know. I kind of zoned out there. I'm going to read this now. Front to back. Pins and needles. That's what I felt when I woke up. All over my ass. Pins and needles. For a while, I sat on the couch and watched Maury Povich give out paternity test results. These were all reruns from 100 years ago, but Maury is timeless. I tried calling the phone number they display at the end of the show, but the number is no longer theirs. It belongs to some kind of sex line now. I spent a few minutes on the phone with Trisha, but she was at the end of her shift, so she transferred me to a girl named Cinnamon. Cinnamon wasn't as personable, so I hung up. I looked out the window. 47 floors down, people walked up and down the street with umbrellas at the ready. Any minute now, the clouds would empty, releasing a steady stream of icy rain down upon them. Look at them down there, all content with their stupid lives, walking around down there like the world owes them something. Maybe the world does owe them something. We spent centuries dreaming of flying cars, and now they have them. You still walk around on meat sticks? Tell you what, if I decided to go outside, the first thing I'd do is get one of those cars. Damn straight. Cinnamon called back. She seemed to be in a better mood this time. I talked to her for a while and made a breakfast shake. Whey protein, some oats, pinch of salt, crushed up multivitamins, walnut oil, honey, a bit of orange juice, and a few other powders and things. Bam! 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 Not bad. Not bad at all. New recipe I found on the internet. I sat down to watch Cops, but the door rang. The grocery lady. I swiped my card and took shit from her. What an awkward woman. After that, I decided to take a nap until Cheers came on. Pins and needles. Pins and needles. It's a masterpiece! Oh! I'm not going to come out and say it's a masterpiece. But for a first episode, I was entertained. That's all that matters, right? No, you should be entertained. Let me know how you, or what you thought about this format, because I've found it fun, but I like to write, so I don't know if this is something that interests others or not. If there was anything about how the video came across, let me know. Volume, can you see the words all right? You know, is there anything that would make this more entertaining for you? Etc. Maybe I could take comments from people on what to write next. You know, I'm open to anything. This whole entire series is open to interpretation. So whatever you want to talk to me about, message me, comment, Facebook, wherever, YouTube, whatever you want to do. I had fun. Once again, thanks for watching. As always, like and subscribe, and maybe I'll do some more of these if you guys liked it. Otherwise, I'll just stop and be like, alright, fine, it was shitty, whatever. But alright.